Yo, this is Dead to Rights once again for the Mega Reviewing channel. Today it's going to be another one of my A to Z of TV shows. Today is going to be D to E. So let's begin. First of all, it's a TV series, Dad's Army. It's a British sitcom about the Home Guard during the Second World War. It was actually based in the years of 1968 to 1977. Ran for 9 series, had 80 episodes in total, which by today's standards probably isn't much, but some series aren't, all that great. But anyway, it also had a radio series, feature film, and a stage show, so it didn't do too bad for itself. It regularly gained audiences of 18 million viewers and still is repeated worldwide to this day. It's pretty kick-ass, to be honest. Starred a lot of, unfortunately, past actors, because obviously back then in 1968 they were quite young, in their early 20s, late 30s, if that. And unfortunately some of them, most of them have passed. Pretty sure the only one, maybe two that are left are the one that played Pike and the one that played, I can't remember his name. Damn, it's annoying. There was another guy that was in it as well. Pretty sure he's still alive, possibly. I can't remember. But it's a pretty damn good series. Next is a British animated TV series called Danger Mouse. Such an epic series. I just remember watching it when I was a kid. It was really quite funny. It really was. It was features basically a mouse that could be a bit like James Bond in a way, had espionage as well as a kind of superhero kind of trait, because of the fact that he had this giant kind of shield kind of thing on himself. He had DM. Pretty damn awesome, to be honest. You've got your own initials on yourself, so yeah, that's pretty kick-ass. The original show ran from 1981 to 1992, which is pretty damn awesome. And it actually had, how many episodes did it have? It had, I'm pretty sure, 161 episodes. Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, for a cartoon series, it's pretty kick-ass. I mean, obviously, doesn't really compare to The Simpsons nowadays, but still pretty kick-ass. Next is a TV series that's just funny as hell. The main bloke that's actually involved in this, he's been in many DVDs nowadays. Pretty funny bloke, as well as his counterpart. They're both funny blokes. Danger 50,000 Volts. Pretty damn kick-ass. Made in 2002. Literally written and presented by Nick Frost, the actual bloke from hold on, Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. Pretty funny as hell. There was roughly, 8 episodes, which okay isn't that many, but it didn't really take off as much, as such, to be honest. But it was pretty kick-ass. I'm pretty sure it was just amazing. Yeah, it was just awesome. But also, yeah, like I said, it came out in 2002. But in 2003 they changed it to Danger Incoming Attack, which is the second series, which is pretty damn awesome. I just like the fact that he would say about certain things. He would go and meet the expert in the knowledge of all the things to do with it, and then he would take the mick out of it, kind of, in a way. If there's a bear coming at you, pretend to either lie low and play dead, or go ah and try and be. No wait, that's not right. No, don't do that when you see a bear. Right, anyway. This next series is quite recent, to be honest. It literally came out in 2011. August, I'm pretty sure. It's like a black comedy, like a horror black comedy, also a kind of a mockumentary. So basically it's a mocking, kind of like a documentary in a way. Pretty awesome. It's also broadcasted on MTV, so it's going to be alright. Not too bad, it's going to be alright. And it's called Death Valley. It's probably one of the better TV series that I've seen nowadays, mainly due to the fact that it's got zombies, it's got vampires, and it's got werewolves in it. Pretty damn kick-ass. It's meant to be centered around the streets of San Fernando Valley in California, so yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people that are speaking in a kind of like quite broad, like American accent, which isn't too bad. I don't really mind that, but it's just how it is. They've actually made a task force in this series to deal with this problem, and they literally called it the Undead Task Force, or UTF. They've basically made a lot of episodes so far. It's been like 12, which isn't too bad, and obviously it's still in the first series, which obviously is pretty kick-ass. But I like the fact that it takes the mick out of itself in a way you think to yourself, that's actually very cleverly done. Because when I first saw the first episode, I thought, oh, it's going to be like a bit like Shaun of the Dead, but in a TV kind of series. And it really is. But the fact that obviously it's got the police going against these zombies, which and obviously vampires and werewolves. But it's pretty kick-ass, to be honest. So yeah, I completely agree. It's top notch. Next, it's a TV series that's I wouldn't say it's loosely based on anything, but it's pretty kick-ass. Made by, well, created and made by Cartoon Network Studios, and also co-produced by Hanna-Barbera, which is pretty awesome. And well, it's Dexter's Laboratory, or Dexter's Lab, as people over here would have usually called it. It basically aired in 1996. Unfortunately, it ended in 2003. I don't know what it was, but it just, there's certain series you think to yourselves that could have done with more episodes. Like I said with the Angry Beavers, I don't know why they just cut it off like that, but they just did. Maybe it's the fact that they were thinking, well, we've got a good thing, why do you want to ruin it? I don't know, but it's pretty kick-ass series. Like I say, it's because of the fact that it's based like on this kid that's a genius, and he's got a lab obviously, and he comes up with different, I'd say, equipment in a way, and he's basically using this stuff to either help him in school or, you know, just in his average life. He's got a boring and dumb sister called Dee Dee. And the famous line that I'm like going to quote is, "You are stupid," because he pretty much said that every single time that she'd be in the room with him. It's like, "No, Dee Dee, you are stupid." Oh, stupid. It's funny as hell. Literally ran it for 52 episodes, which is pretty. It's not too bad, but I wouldn't say it's the greatest amount of episodes you can get. Well, no, actually I was wrong, because there's actually like a few extra more after that. Like, yeah, actually ran for 78 episodes and 4 seasons, which isn't too bad. Pretty damn kick-ass. I liked it a lot, to be honest. Next is a TV series that basically portrays the American style family, but in anthropomorphic dinosaurs. Didn't think I'd be saying that, did you? It's basically literally the series called Dinosaurs. Yeah. Based in the year, well, 1991. It came around. Unfortunately, it ended in 1994, but there's not much you can do about that. It's pretty kick-ass because I like the fact that it utilised the laughter track, and yeah, it's like every single joke they would say, you'd have it in it. And but they did actually take the laughter track out because of the fact that people did actually like it for just being itself. So, you know, why would you need a laughter track if people like it? I don't know. Ran for literally 65 episodes. 65 episodes in 3 years. Not too bad, but it had 4 seasons. So I don't understand how that works, but maybe one of them was just a little bit shorter than the other, I guess. Pretty kick-ass though. I like the way it was done. I like the fact that it was just, like I said, well, kind of puppets in a way. So, yeah. Next, jeez, this is, well, I've already done a review of it in the DVDs because of the fact that it's just really kind of epic. Like, really epic. This is, well, to be honest, possibly the best, like, sci-fi series I've seen, like, on TV ever, which is why I've got the box set. It's not really loosely based on anything because it is its own kind of genre. It's okay, yeah, he's kind of like an investigator, but not really. Doctor Who, obviously. Literally, he's obviously like, you know, Time Lord. He flies in the TARDIS, but obviously it's because its cloaking device is broken. It's basically still looking like a blue box or the telephone box. So, yeah. Literally, when did it come out? I don't really know. It's, well, what I'm going on is the 2005 series, Christopher Eccleston. Because of the fact that, okay, yeah, Tom Baker was good and all, but I didn't really watch those episodes because it's just, no, they're just too, it's not the fact that they're really old, it's the fact that they're just really basic. And yeah, okay, you can see, like, some of the episodes nowadays, like, they're really, really bad props, but in those days you could tell it. But yeah, I guess you had to use your imagination more, but kids these days don't have that kind of imagination. Literally, 6 series so far. Gonna be 7 soon. Gonna be pretty awesome. 784 episodes, which is just fucking epic. Which is also includes the 2 episodes of Dr. David Tennant, last Doctor Who, which was just really kind of awesome and epic. The fact that him and Master actually helped each other out and sent back the Time Lords to the Time War, and it was just awesome. But yeah, pretty kick-ass. I like the way it was done. Obviously, from Doctor Who, they've spanned a lot of spin-offs, such as Torchwood, the Sarah Jane Adventures, K9, and the other one, K9 Company. Wasn't that great, but Doctor Who is kick-ass and epic, so yeah, I'll allow it. Next is a unfortunate kiddie kind of like program. It's literally, I've only chose this because it was in my brain and I thought to myself, well, yeah, I remember that, and yeah, some of the episodes were good when I was a kid, so forgive me for reviewing this, but it's DuckTales. Oh dear. It's literally based on Carl Barks' Uncle Scrooge comic book series, which I had no idea it was, but there we are, it is. Literally premiered in 1987 and ended in 1990 with a total of 4 seasons and 100 episodes, which is actually not too bad for, like I said, a TV series. It's animated, pretty kick-ass. It had a spin-off, obviously DuckTales movie, and there was obviously the 3 kids you had in it, Huey, Dewey and Louie. You had Donald Duck, which would be in there sometimes, Launchpad, McQuack, which was just this airhead that would literally fly around in a plane. I'm pretty sure from this you'd have, it might have been a spin-off, I can't remember. Yeah, I think it might have been a spin-off, like, yeah, it might have been. I can't remember if it was a spin-off, but there was a spin-off from it. I just can't remember what it was. And lastly, of the E's, and the only one of the E's, which is a bit weird because of the fact that there wasn't any other TV shows that I liked. Erie and Anna TV series that's originally aired on NBC from 1991 to 1992. Unfortunately, yeah, it's only lasted a year, but it was pretty kick-ass. Don't get me wrong, it was kick-ass. But it only had like 19 episodes. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just the fact that, well, some people didn't like being offended by the fact that they lived in Indiana, and they didn't like the fact that it could have been literally loosely based on around where they lived. Maybe that was it, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. I liked the fact that it was just kind of, well, I wouldn't say a horror, but it was more like one of these like desolate areas where you think to yourself, well, yes, something bad is gonna happen. So there's like a lot of bizarre events or scenarios. Literally one of them was an intelligent dogs that were planning to take over the world. Yes, and meeting a tornado hunter who reminisced of Captain Ahab. I don't know, it was just really weird and really kind of like out there. So yeah, it kind of worked. It kind of worked. Wasn't too bad. So anyway, it's been Dead to Rights from MegaReviewing's. Catch you guys later.